Hello again, crafters. It's Cynthia. I am back today with a different project, and this could be either a holiday card or just a wintertime card or an anytime card that you'd like. And I'm going to be using quite a few of the My Favorite Things products. So it's a favorite company of mine. I have a lot of their items, so I thought I would go ahead and feature them. So today I am going to use their snow globe die set. And this is something that I have wanted for a very long time, and I did finally get it. And the neat thing about it is that it's actually a standalone die set. And what that means is that it does not have a coordinating stamp set, and you can use it completely on its own. It comes with all the pieces that you need to create a darling snowman inside a snow globe. And of course, you can then use the snow globe pieces and put anything inside of it. Any stamp or item or sticker or anything that you want to create for the center of your snow globe, you can use this die for. So that makes it very versatile. So I am going to stick with the traditional snowman theme, so that's my plan for today. And since there's no sentiment that comes with this, I am going to use the My Favorite Things gift tag greetings stamps. And I'm just going to do a little tag, and it'll say, "To a dear friend." So again, that's kind of a generic title that'll make this card whatever you'd like it. So then when you open the card, you can write a personal message or put a different stamp inside, like, you know, "Hope you're feeling better soon," or "Happy birthday," or "Merry Christmas," or anything you want. So to get started, I have a piece of my Nina Solar White cardstock, 80 pound, and I've already cut it to an A2 size. So this is just half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And I went ahead and scored it with my Martha Stewart scoreboard just so that I would know where the center is. And I'm not actually going to fold it quite yet, because what I'm planning to do is I'm going to take the round piece of the snow globe, and I'm going to kind of get an idea here ahead of time about where I want it to sit. So once I have the pieces cut, this will help guide me where I want them to be. So I think that's probably good, maybe right there. And let me grab a little piece of tape. So I've just got my roll of painter's tape here, and I'm gonna put it down just gently. I just want it to hold this circle die in place while I cut. And again, I'm doing this directly on the front face of my card. So let me go ahead, let me go ahead and punch this out, and I'll be right back. All right. So with this low-tack tape, excuse me, the die just pulls right off. My cutting plates are heavily used, and so I get lots of little bits all over the place. And officially, there is no reason why I can't keep this nice white circle and then use this, stamp on it whatever I want, use it for a different project. So I always hang on to whatever pieces I can. So that should be it for that circle. And then I'm gonna go over and cut out the rest of the pieces of the snowman, and I will be back with all of those in just a moment. Okay, I'm back after cutting everything out, and this is going to be a little bit involved just because there's quite a few pieces, but that's okay. So we'll just go through it one step at a time. So my plan was that I wanted to have that circle cut out of the front of the card, and I would build my little snowman in here, and then I would have the base attached to the front of the card. So in order to fill in this background, I figured that snow globes always have glitter in them. So I took a piece of my all-time favorite Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper from Stampin' Up. And this stuff is worth its weight in gold. I love it. It is the prettiest paper, and it really does not shed much at all. So I can't say that it doesn't shed at all, because that would be untrue, but minimal shedding, which is great. And it's just beautiful, and it's a real nice quality paper. And I'm going to just attach it so that it covers up this opening. Anyway, one thing I want to point out is you can see that it cut out the die, but then it also gave you these little embossed grooves. So just some little detailing on that base piece that's part of the die. So MFT always does such a wonderful job when they create their dies. They're very thorough and really add a lot of details that bring their pieces to life. So my plan, and I'm sorry, I know this video is really wacky, but I am obviously still learning. And I wanted to do something a little more involved, you know, not just these really simple, straightforward things. I wanted to try something challenging. So anyway, so my plan is that the sentiment I'm using, which says "to a dear friend," I wanted it to be on a little tag hanging from the snow globe. And I don't have a lot of space to do that, but I'm gonna make sure that I stamp my sentiment as close up to the top of this here as I can. And for this, I just took, this is 1.25 inches wide, and I put the top of this into my scallop tag topper punch from Stampin' Up. And like I said, even though it's up to 2 inches wide, it doesn't matter. I just fed my piece through here, and then I just found, you know, the spot I wanted it punched, and then I was able to punch it. So even though it's narrow, you can still get that pretty little top. So I did that, and I of course will trim it down. But let me go ahead. I've got my little embossing buddy. That looks so cute. So see, just taking a simple little piece of craft cardstock and turning it into a tag. So I'm going to let that sit just for a second because I don't want it to smear. So now I need to decide. I wanted to tie it with a little bit of twine, but I'm wondering the best way to do this. Alright, so just so you know, if I didn't mention it, I said this was just the Michaels brand craft cardstock. This red piece is the My Favorite Things Wild Cherry. And this is just the Michaels Recollections brand black cardstock. And for all the snowman bits, I used the same Nina Solar White for the snowman. I used Simon Says Stamp Slate black, or slate, for the top hat. I used MFT's Blue Raspberry for the scarf, MFT's Hot Fudge for the branch arms, and MFT's Orange Fizz for the carrot nose. So I think the next thing that would be best is to go ahead and attach my transparency film. So I just want to make sure that all the edges of that circle opening are covered. And they are. And again, I'm just going to turn to my good old Scotch tape because it's clear and it's extremely thin, so it's not going to add color or bulk between my layers. And since it's not a shaker card, which would actually be really cute, but this is not a shaker card, so I don't need to seal every single bit of the edges. So see, now I've got my little transparency. Isn't that nice? Okay, so the way I did this, the die set has a little piece that cuts out both the eyes at the same time and a little piece that cuts out the 3 buttons at the same time. So what I decided to do, instead of taking my black and cutting out these little tiny circles and trying to get them lined up and yada yada, I just cut those dies right out of the front of my snowman, and then I cut a second snowman in all black, and then I'm just gonna layer them. My gosh, I think we're actually going to get this done. The other thing is that he doesn't have a little mouth, so you could do any number of things, but I think I'm going to take a minute here. There's a scrap of paper. Here we go. I'm going to take just a minute, and I'm going to add just couple dots there. It just kind of bugged me that he didn't have a mouth. So I'm using my black glaze gel pen, and I'm just going to I'm just sort of tapping it, and it's leaving just a little dot of gel ink. And this time I am going to let everything set. So I'm going to leave and come back in a few minutes once things are set so that I don't make a smeary mess. So I'll be back. Alright, so I've given this a little bit of time to set up and a little bit of time for that black glaze ink to dry. So now I just have a couple more things. So I'm going to get just a little piece of tape going here, and I'm going to put my little guy behind the transparency, and I'm going to look at the back and see where that fits. It's pretty close to the inner edge. A bit down there. I think that looks pretty nice, so I'm going to just set it down. Put a piece here, take another look, Yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to have to really secure this edge though, because it is right there. And the trick is I don't want the tape to spill over onto the other side of the card, because remember that when the person opens the card, that's going to be where your handwritten note is, and then any stamping you want to do on the inside. So again, I'm just kind of securing things down. Cute. And then what I did is I have this piece of the exact same Nina Silver white paper, and it's started off 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I took about 1/8 of an inch off so that it would just be a little bit smaller. But what this is going to do is it's going to sit on the inside of the card and completely cover all of this. So I like it to have a neat and clean finished edge, or finished look. So this will add to the bulk, of course, but that's why I didn't want to do any other foam except for that base, because I knew that this was going to get, you know, it was going to have multiple layers. So anyway, so I just ran my little tape runner all around the edges of this, and I did every bit so that it would really have a complete seal. I don't want this lifting up. And then just press it down all the way around, and now I can finally supposedly fold my card over. I'm just running my nail along the edge. I think I'm going to grab my little bone folder thing. I think you call these bone folders regardless. This is plastic, but you don't call it a plastic folder. So, let me get my ribbon okay. All right, so there he is. And then one tiny detail, I took a piece of that sticky back foam sheet, and what I'm gonna do, I wanted it sticky on both sides, so I just put a piece of that red line tape, the double-sided tape, down on the face. So now this little foam is sticky on both sides. And I'm going to lift this up, put it along the very bottom, like that. Because remember, this red base is popped up, and so it'll look better to have this popped up too. And then I'm just going to seal it down. And this way it isn't going to be flopping all over and pulling at the string. There. So cute. Oh, and there it is, to a dear friend. So see, isn't that cute? All right, so I think we're all done with this project. I had a lot of fun putting it together, and I think it turned out really cute. It's pretty much exactly what I had in mind, so I'm glad that it was a success. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you liked the video, please click like. If you want to become a subscriber, that would be wonderful. And I'll see you all again very, very soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.